So Louis, Louis, he gets wild hairs up his ass, and he decided he wants to sail. So he got a sailboat. He bought like a nice big sailboat, but that's not coming yet to his house. So he got a little sailboat to like practice on. Now, I don't know if you've ever sailed. I've dabbled. It is an unpleasant activity. Don't believe what you read and you hear. Everyone's like sailing this, and Rod Stewart has a song, and everybody's a sailor, and it seems great. But the actual act of physically sailing is a goddamn nightmare.
It seems like a lot of maintenance. Just like the bow, twist it, pull the levee, pull the starboard bound, all this. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. There's a big fucking rod swinging by. You got to duck, and then you got to pull this shit and all that. It seems like hell.
The boom.
The boom!
That's
boom,
the boom. Now, as you may or may not know, I lived on a boat, the Mystic Whaler, for 2 weeks. It was like an environmental bullshit. We taught kids how to, fuck without polluting. And
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and it was a huge ship, and the boom was like 4 feet wide across. It was like a law, and it would swing. I mean, that thing could kill you.
Yeah.
So
it killed Natalie Wood.
This sailboat he has is a little one, and again, but the boom is like low. So it's swinging. You got to like duck. You got to be on the bed of the sailboat, and then there's a jib, and the jib is going crazy, and I'm trying to work the jib, and he's trying to control the thing. And sailing just sucks. So we go out, and we're like, we'll just figure it out. He's had one lesson. I did a couple lessons before. But we go out, and the engine is just crapping out. There's no engine. Because you could take the engine to like a bigger space where you can sail. Engine shits the bed immediately. There's no wind. We're just sitting there like two assholes.
Wow.
So we finally get the engine running. He calls the guy. He's like, you got to choke the thing and boobly boo. He gets the engine running for like a second. We get back to the dock. I'm like, let me go get an oar. I was like, take me back. I'll get an oar so we have it on board.
Yes.
At least, which you should have had already on board. I get out.
Schitt's Creek.
Exactly. So I grab the oar, throw it back in the boat. We jump back on. We take the engine out about 300 yards, and the engine shits the bed again.
Did you have a thought when you were back on land, like, I shouldn't go back out there? I'm already here. Why am I going back on this death trap sail-jizz?
Well, once I have the oar, I'm not too nervous. I mean, I'm a strong swimmer. We got the oar. The only thing I'm worried about is, before I wasn't worried because we're in it's like an inlet in the water. So it's not like we're out in the middle of the Atlantic here. But I was already doing the math. I'm like, I'll swim to there, walk up, and get to the house, and blah, blah, blah. We go back out. Engine dies again, and we got the sails up. There's barely any wind, and it's just taking us. We're just listing, no pun intended, right at his neighbor's yacht.
Oh.
Huge yacht, like $800,000 boat, and we're going straight for it. We're working the jib, the sail, the whole thing. There's no engine. And so I'm just like, I got to go catch the boat. So I crawl up to the bow, and I just put my hands out. I have to catch it, and just two hands on this perfectly beautiful glass boat, and I'm just like walking it so we're not slamming into the side of the thing, and just got to like do a full push off the thing. And we start to go this way. We go haywire, and I take the paddle, and I'm paddling the goddamn thing around in a circle, and we start drifting back there again. Finally, he gets the engine to work just long enough to kind of spray us away.
Wow.
And I just paddled us all the way back, and we were like, whew, that was brutal.
That sounds like hell, but maybe a bonding experience. You guys are like a couple of Cub Scouts out there.
It was bonding. We were laughing. We had a good time. So then he had his engine guy come back, work on the engine, and he goes, all right, I fixed the engine. Should be no problem. So the next day we go, all right, today we're sailing. Today we're going to do it. We watch a YouTube video. We go out there, and now we get to this opened up area, and it's windy as fuck. We get the sail up, and just, whew, it just takes us, and what do you call it? Keeling? You know when the boat is keeling? That's when you see a sailboat that turns completely on its side, when it's like turning like this. Yes, Kegel exercises.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
So we do that, but that's fine if you know what to do. You move your jib, you swing your boom, you stick your ass in the water, and it evens out. But we couldn't figure it out. I mean, we almost went in. I had to shift all my weight to the other side to keep us from going on. Then it levels out. Wind hits again. We turn the other way, just completely scoop up the other way. I took my shoes off because I was like, I'm going to fall in the fucking water.
Wow. Holy hell.
So he's like, fuck this. And he rips the sail down. We had to pull the sail down and just turn the engine on and then just quietly just zip back to the dock and be like, fuck this. I mean, we laughed our asses off, but we were like, we must have looked like two assholes. It's all these rich, millionaires just watching these two meatballs, both with Red Sox hats on, by the way. Almost drowned. And here's the problem, the issue. He's got like a $50,000 50-foot sailboat on its way to the house.
Oh, God, he's fucked. He's going to cut right through a yacht.
He hates sailing. Sailing sucks. I don't want to be negative, but like sailing's the worst.
But maybe when you get it down, it's a beautiful thing. You're using the power of Earth to propel you. I mean, there's something nice about that.
I mean, that's amazing. And when I was on this Mystic Whaler, which is like a 60 or 70 foot boat, like it sleeps 12 people. Maybe it's 150. I don't know how big the boat is. I'll have to look it up. But it's a huge boat where like 15 people sleep on it. But when that boat is on sail, they say, it's spectacular. You're just cruising and you're like this, whatever, 800-pound, 2-ton boat. I don't know what things weigh. You're like, this is incredible that we're just moving with wind in our sails, the whole thing. But it's fucking work. Like, there's never a point where you're just like, right. This is nice. Where we took his speedboat out and we're just whipping around and hitting wakes and we stopped, we dropped anchor and we swam. The water was freezing, which was nice. As I was saying, I'm like, I'm not going to summer without getting in the ocean. So
yes.
We anchored up and swam, and it was beautiful and refreshing and nice. So that was great. But, he's got a big old sailboat coming in, and we got to figure out how to sail.